coming straight out of Scarborough. She's performed at JFL 42. You can hear her on Sirius XM. Give it up for Dena Jackson, everybody.
Hi guys, how's it going? This has been fun, right? Nice and busy. Hello, you guys are from Scarborough? Nice, front and center. I like it. I'm gonna start with a brag off the top. We into bragging? On my right, yeah, just off the shoulder. It's gonna come right at you, my friend. That's what's gonna happen. I just signed my divorce paperwork. Hey, yo. Told you it was coming at you. You didn't know what to expect. Now you'll see. If anyone here is interested in getting a divorce, you can do it online now. Okay, it's called Simple Divorce. It's a real thing. Costs $1,000. Not bad, right? You can split that with your ex if they're not an asshole. Okay. Right? Not pointing. You're not the asshole, but you know what I mean. But the one drawback to this place is that their office is up at Finch and the End of Time. Okay. So you want to consider that when you're planning your Saturday, right? There's a Mandarin buffet. You could make a day out of it if you like. But I got there and I learned something, and that was I was in the waiting room, and I learned that my ex decided to bring his new girlfriend, to the signing, okay? This is a real thing. For sure it's real, okay? Like, I didn't realize we were bringing dates to this thing. Didn't realize this was the prom. Didn't get the prom memo. Cool. Right? But I decided to be the bigger person in that scenario, so I offered them a ride home. Yeah, I know, you get a response, yes. But somebody got the car in the divorce. It was me. I got the vehicle. I got the Yaris. I don't know if you're laughing at the joke or the Yaris. It doesn't matter. She stopped clapping at Yaris. That's fine. But I wasn't a saint or nothing in this offer, okay? Like, there was a motive for sure, and that was that I had my boyfriend's vacuum cleaner in the backseat of my car. Okay, so yeah, I'm also seeing someone who owns a vacuum cleaner. Guess I'm doing pretty well. Thanks. So you can get a ride, but of the three of yous, the vacuum cleaner is gonna sit in the front seat, right? Pretty sure that goes without saying. I think I just heard it called shotgun. Okay. But yeah, I do have a boyfriend now. He's lovely. And it's very interesting saying that you have a boyfriend after having a husband, right? I feel like I am Benjamin Buttoning myself for sure. Just moonwalking backwards through life. Next thing you know, I'm just gonna show up at the liquor store with my fake ID that nobody asked for, right? The clerk will be like, ma'am, this says you are 51 years old. Also, I asked you, how are you? Not how old are you? Maybe you should get your hearing checked in your old age. Right? But if we're just bragging, because I feel like that's what's happening, right? I mentioned that. I also had my credit card stolen this month. Hey, yo, there it is. Don't feel bad. Tragedy plus time. You know what I mean? That's what we do up here. Had it stolen, and the culprit decided to go on an all-expenses-paid trip to Buffalo, New York. Ooh. Fancy pants, right? Land of the Olive Garden and TJ Maxx. Lot of bread, lot of salad, big afternoon. But they didn't go to the Olive Garden, they actually went to Chili's, okay? They ordered 9 shots of tequila individually at Chili's, 4 p.m. Interesting setup, right? Can you picture them at the bar like, hit me again, Chili's bartender? I'm going to the mall, you know? And I assume it was at that point that they went into the mall because Buffalo is just one large mall, right? And then they went to Mrs. Fields, the cookie kiosk, yeah. Interesting choice, right? It's where they sell the muffins, right? A lot of muffins. You know why? Because they went there not once, not twice, but 7 times over a 2-day period. They went to Mrs. Fields. Then they bought a $2,000 phone plan, and then they went to Jugo Juice, okay? Yeah, I know. Who does that? Who buys 2 phones? They went to Sprint Canada. It doesn't matter. I'm still paying for it. Doesn't matter. Here's the thing. This person, I need to meet them for sure, but I know who they are. They are my inner spirit animal, 100%, right? And I love that them living their best life is just like right at the edge of my credit limit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't paying for no trips to Milan, right? Buffalo it is. Buffalo it is. I had to find an apartment this year as well. That's fun, one of the fun feats of going through the divorce. And I looked in a very fancy hipster neighborhood, okay, very bougie spot. A lot of people with mustaches that do the swirl, okay. And it's a very bougie spot. It's called Kensington Market. I don't know if you've heard of it. Very fancy, prestigious neighborhood. Very prestigious. Very fancy spot. Okay, and the guy who showed me around the apartment, the guy who I assume would be the landlord, I'm quite confident he is a wizard, okay? Quite sure that he's a wizard man. I actually think he's just a collection of wind chimes in a coat. It's like a trench coat with a chapeau, jingle jangle, you know what I mean? Show me around, right? And he took me around the apartment, and it was just one big room, like half of this one here. And there was this guy who I would only assume would be my roommate, I guess, right? Sleeping under the stairwell, okay? Welcome to Toronto, okay? Sleeping under the stairwell, and there was no sheet on the mattress he was lying on, but there was a sheet dividing his stairwell suite, okay? And I said to the wizard, I go, hey, who's that? And he was like, pay no attention to the man behind the sheet. It's a Wizard of Oz reference. Does very well in the village. Doesn't matter. But this guy, he was lying on the mattress, okay? He had no shirt on. He was eating a bucket of yogurt. It was around 5 p.m., okay? And I don't know what upset me about that more, was that he was eating the yogurt or the time of day, right? Like, is it a meal? Is it a snack? I need to know. And he told me that this shirtless yogurt guy was paying $750 a month. Yeah, $750 a month to live under a stairwell. Okay? I was like, there's no way he's paying you $750. He's paying you $350 in dream catcher necklaces alone. Okay? A few magic crystals. All right, I have to go shortly, but I'll share one more thing. One thing that I feel is part of the divorce handbook, okay, that I suggest for everyone. I decided to also do some skydiving this past year. Has anyone done that? One light, very afraid clap in the corner. Amazing. You can just yell out, where did you jump? They took it back. Clearly nowhere. Cool. Good talk. All right. Amazing. Well, I went in New Zealand. Okay. I win. Doesn't matter. And it was an amazing experience. Anyone who's wondering about doing the jump, if you're considering it, one thing that you should also consider is that when you jump out of that plane, you don't do it alone, okay? There's a man that's attached to you, okay? There's a man attached, all right? A man. He comes with a harness, right? He gets very close to you with his harness, okay? And I was feeling very frisky at this point in my life, right? We know why, the divorce, we've been through it, right? So I went up to the supervisor at the skydiving place and I was like, how much for just the man, right? Like, I don't even need to jump at this point. I just want the man to be attached to me. We could just have a parachute on a sidewalk. That would be fine, right? But this guy was like a bit of an adrenaline junkie, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he lived in the woods and shit, right? Like, he could take a shower. No one would be upset by that, right? He came up to me, he's like, are you ready to go? I'm like, clearly not as much as you, Curtis, for sure. But we had a bit of a back and forth, okay? We had a bit of a back and forth, bit of a leg touch. Was I interested? Yes, I was, okay? Was I feeling it? Yes, I was. Okay? And the biggest distraction when you feel like your life is at risk, okay, when the man is attached to you, is if you're jumping out of that plane and the man that's attached to you has a giant hello erection, you knew it the entire time. because he did. But like I said, he was an adrenaline junkie, right? So I don't know how much of it was me and how much of it was the jump. I'll never know. Right? And some people might be offended by this, but I wasn't, because it told me that I've still got it, okay? That's what it told me. I've still got it. That's what I yelled as I was jumping out of the plane. Thank you guys so much. Give it up for Barry. You have a wonderful show. Thank you.
Dena Jackson, everybody. Keep it going for Dena.